I'm Mark Patterson. I've been involved with the Winter Skills Adventure Program for approximately 15 years, and I'm going to talk about tents today. We're going to talk about how to use a 3-season tent where you'd normally want a 4-season tent. Most people don't have a 4-season tent, most scouts don't, so we're going to use the 3-season tent, which you see up here. We're going to show you the best way to anchor it so it will withstand the winds and keep you comfortable. What to look for. First of all, you want bathtub walls somewhat high to help prevent the wind to get through the outer fly from getting into the tent. And you want a fly should come down as close to the ground as possible, which will help shed the snow. And you want tent poles of carbon fiber or aluminum. Fiberglass will become brittle in cold conditions. What considerations need to be taken into account when using a 3-season tent? Freestanding versus tie down. I would definitely recommend the tie down. Freestanding is just not going to work well with snow. No stakes are needed for the freestanding, but the tie downs require in most cases for stakes to be frozen into the snow, take about 15 to 20 minutes. A vestibule, very important. Moisture management in winter is vital. Vestibules allow for snow-covered gear and boots to be kept out of the tent. Also allows for cooking with proper ventilation. So a nice big vestibule. Extra tie downs allow for additional anchor points at high winds, helps tents from wind deformation of the outer skin, and better overall comfort in bad weather. Top vents or windows allow for ventilation, especially from the moisture that your breath creates. It will help prevent the moisture from freezing inside of your tent. Cannot emphasize that enough. You got to get the moisture out of your tent, or everything's going to be frozen inside of your tent. Additional tips for a 3-season tent usage in winter: do not use above the tree line. Stamp out a tent platform to build a snow wall around the tent. I would say do both, because if you stamp down the tent platform, you'll have the blocks you're going to need for your snow wall. And pay attention to where you pitch your tent. Try and keep from pitching it under trees, because you got snow falling on you, and snow wells or tree wells, or pitching it on exposed areas with the excess of wind. Use additional tarp for extra layer of ground cover. Other things like Tyvek, will work well. Different types of ground covering, and make it a little warmer. Here is a picture of the tent with a snow wall around it. You can see where they dug it out. They stomped it down, and then they cut out their blocks like this. Put it into the wind to protect you. That looks like it's probably about 2 blocks high, which would be plenty comfortable. And let's see what else we got here. Same thing. Okay, so for tying down the guidelines for your tent, which is very, very critical, to keep your rain fly is going to be what keeps you safe. That is your line of defense, is your rain fly. So make sure it's in good shape, but you want to use every single loop and place that you can tie your rope down. And so I carry lots of extra parachute cord with me. Always keep it summer or winter. And here are the different things. If you don't have like a snow stake, these things have holes in them, so when you put them into the snow will freeze around these holes. One time I was up on the mountain, I forgot these, and I was reduced to looking for anything. You can use a bag, just a regular grocery bag like that, fill it full of snow, dig a hole, put a rope around it, your parachute cord. Thing's really strong. You can use a picket, something you might not normally carry with you. If you're maybe doing a little more mountaineering, you might have a picket with you. A lot of times you have stuff sacks with you that once you take your clothes out, you could use your stuff sack. Your snowshoe. You can use a snowshoe because you won't need it till the next day. And when you're out of your tent, bury that partially into the ground. Use a trekking pole. Trekking pole will work really well for giving you lots of support. Bury that into the ground. Or if you have any extra wands, you can cross them and they'll work well. One of the things I had here, and I don't see it, is a branch. You'll be out in the woods, you'll see branches all around. Branches are great. Tie a rope to them and bury them in there. And then check the lines. One of the things I've learned is if you can mark your lines with something. So when you get up in the middle of the night or something, and other people are not, mean, your walls are supposed to protect your area, but still, make sure your lines are protected also. Put some of the new tents now have lines that glow in the dark. So put some kind of tape or something that you can see, reflective tape on your lines so you're not tripping over them in the middle of the night. One thing that other people like to do, and I've done before, is I've dug a pit right at the entrance to my tent so I could get my boots on and off a lot easier. You know, a little well there. It works well. So other than that, I think that's all I got.